Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to a brand new video on PrizePicks. We got plays for college football Saturday in this one. First off, sorry if it's a little loud. I got my wash running in the background, but we are on an insane hot streak in the YouTube plays. I'm going to show you guys. This was our last college football Saturday. I gave out 5 plays and 4 of them hit. We barely missed with Gabe Burkle right here. Actually, I mean, like, that one was really tough, honestly. And this one was the NFL video. I gave out 5 plays again. Mark Andrews drops the pass, like, 3 times in this game. It was absolutely ridiculous. We did not end up hitting this, but 8 out of our last 10 in the football, and then going into the week, we hit an NHL play, another NHL play, and then another NHL play. So, like, look at this, 500 to win 1,000, 500 to win 885. We have been cooking in the NHL and on basically every single sport in the free picks. So we're going to try to do it again. I got 5 free plays in this video, and I got a 3-pick parlay as a bonus to end it out. But first up, I want to say how you guys can get more free plays. You can hop on the Winnable. Like I said, completely free. Just hit the link in the description. Sign up for the free plan. Basically what this does is you subscribe to a plan, and then you just receive the plays on your phone. It'll literally text it to you. So basically when I don't want to sit in front of a camera and a mic and give out a free play, I can just see a line change, send it out to all you guys for completely free, and then you tell the bets. I literally just send a PrizePicks link or whatever it is. Super convenient. You get bonus free plays. Link is in the description. Now, let's talk about how you guys can get free VIP because our VIP has been popping. I'll show you guys the how should I say, the spreadsheet, because I literally don't hide anything on these videos. I'm showing you guys every single play that we've taken. 17 units profit in the last 10 days. So insane on the VIP. You can literally look at every single play that we took. I'm not trying to hide anything. And now let's move into how you can get free VIP. Free entire month of VIP. If you text me at this number, all you gotta do is text me proof that you signed up for Sleeper or Chalkboard. And the best part is these apps want you to sign up. Sleeper's giving you a free 20 bucks just for signing up. Chalkboard's giving you a 100% deposit match and a Patrick Mahomes free square on Sleeper. Whatever the new user special is on Chalkboard, it's basically going to be a 0.5 yard square. So if you're in any of these states right here, purple states or green states, you are eligible to get a free month of VIP and all these insane promos. All you got to do is sign up on one of these apps and then text me at this number right here. Now, let's move into the plays for the day because we've got a lot to get through. A heck of a lot to get through. So, we're starting off in the Indiana game right here. So, Indiana's been playing out of their minds, as everybody knows. Now, nobody's sleeping on them anymore. So, if you look up Mendoza, you'll see against Oregon, this is going to be a tough matchup for them, but I honestly still think they could pull off an upset here. We will see. Against Oregon, Mendoza has hit this in 4 of the last 4 games, right? So, he's very, very solid here. But now he plays against an Oregon team who, you know, have been, I mean, you want to say that they have quality wins, but then think back and, like, if their quality win is Penn State, is that really quality? Because Penn State looks kind of ass. So, we don't really know, actually, how good this Oregon team is. Indiana, on the other hand, do have quality wins. They beat Illinois dominatingly, and they won last week as well. So, they look really good. 29 yards. I like him on the over, but what I like even more is just going straight up for the wide receiver. If he's going to have a great game, if Mendoza's going to have a great game, you know who else is going to have a great game? Surratt. So I like Surratt here. You could take him on receiving yards, but what I think is going to happen is if Indiana's winning this game, they're going to have to pass the ball because they stay aggressive when they win. You saw that against Illinois. And if Indiana's losing in this game, they're going to have to pass the ball in order to catch up in this game. So it's literally a win-win scenario. No matter what, Surratt is going to be targeted a ton in this one. And I don't even mind taking him over on receiving yards, but I absolutely love taking him over on receptions. 5.5 receptions is nothing for this man. He is the number 1 wide receiver on this team. 6 against Iowa, 9 against Illinois. And then these last few games, honestly, I wouldn't even count these because they're not playing up against quality opponents. But against quality opponents in big games, whether they're winning by a ton or whether they're losing by a ton or whether it's a close game, he's hitting this on the over. So, absolutely love Surratt on the over at 5.5 receptions. But now we're heading into play number 2, and I'm going towards a game that probably a lot of people are sleeping on right now, and it's Notre Dame taking on NC State. So NC State right here is the road team. Notre Dame is obviously favored to win this game by quite a bit. And you want to take Carr over on the yards. You want to take Notre Dame to just, you know, put up a statement win against the NC State team who are kind of challenging. Like, they're not great. But if this game turns into a shootout and Notre Dame's defense does not show up to play, NC State's offense is strong enough to hang around in there, right? So you want to take Notre Dame to just go over on the passing yards at 262. And I'm going to show you guys. CJ Carr's regular line sits between 230 and 240, right? Now they're playing a terrible defense at NC State, so they boosted his line by like 20 or 25 yards. Now we might want to stay a little bit away from that because it's at a fairer price. Another example of this, Jordan Faison. right? His line is usually around 55 to 65 yards. Because they're playing them against a terrible defense, it's a great matchup for them. They're going to boost his line up to 73.5. And they've literally done this for every single player, as they should, except for one, which is, it doesn't make any sense to me why Malachi Fields is still at 48.5. He usually gets this against a regular opponent. And the only time he hasn't hit this in the last couple games, he barely missed against Boise State. His usual line is literally this. His usual line is like 40 to 50 yards. Now they're playing up against a very easy matchup, and they haven't moved him at all. This is probably my favorite play of the entire day. Well, I mean, that's hard to say. There's a lot of good plays, right? But I love Fields here. I've been watching NC State every single week because they are my team. And even though I'm a fan of them, I know better than anyone that their defense is absolutely garbage, right? Their defense is terrible, especially their secondary. And, a good passing offense like Notre Dame right here. Fields over at 48.5 feels like a gimme, right? And I also don't mind you taking him over at 24.5 on the longest catch, but 50 yards, 50 receiving yards? Like, what are we talking about, man? That's ridiculously easy for this man to cash out in this one. But we're going over to our next play. We're going actually to our former NC State player. He was an NC State player last year, and he absolutely cooked. And then, good for him. He moved on to a bigger and a better team. The guy who I'm talking about, of course, is KC Concepcion. So, 66.5 receiving yards. We are slamming that on the over. He's had one down week. I don't even know if you can call it a down week. He still had 60 yards. He was literally the most consistent wide receiver in all of college football. Nobody's going to talk about it because they still want to talk about Jeremiah Smith and, what Ryan Wingo really should have been. But nobody's going to talk about KC Concepcion. He is proving everybody wrong. He is a major reason why Texas A&M are up here. And, of course, you want to mention Craver's name as well because his line is ridiculously high. He is just as solid, right, at 80 yards last week. But Concepcion has been the better player in being more consistent. That's what I feel. Reed obviously favors Craver more, but Concepcion beating these players deep, which Florida we've seen, they can get beat deep quite a bit. Concepcion on the over at yards is an insane play, right? 66.5, like, what are we talking about, right? But let's go into a marquee matchup, should I say. Probably, I think this is the biggest matchup, unless you count Texas-Oklahoma, but I would say the biggest matchup of the entire day, at least in my eyes. Well, I don't know. Actually, I take that back. There's a ton of huge matchups. Oregon-Indiana is massive, but anyways, Missouri versus Alabama in this one. So, we're talking about this one. Ty Simpson, of course you want to take him on the over, but his line is ridiculously high, 285. Like, what are we talking about? I'm not going to fade him, though. We're not going to take the under. We're pivoting to my favorite player in this game, who, if you don't know his name by now, you're going to learn it after this video. Ahmad Hardy. Kid out of Louisiana is playing like an absolute dog. If we look at these stats, 99.5 rushing yards, and he's greened out in every single one of the last four. And it's not like he's playing up against bum teams, right? There are a couple, easy wins in here. But against South Carolina, 138 yards. Against Kansas, 112 yards. And yeah, of course, he's going to stat pad against teams who are less good. But this is exactly what we saw out of Ashton Genty last year. Let's not forget about that, right? Now he goes up against an Alabama team. And this is the key part, right? You might be like, well, now he's playing a tough defense. Alabama might actually stop him, right? And by the way, he's had a touchdown in every single one of his last few games. And he's hit this longest rush in every single one of his last few games, too. So you might want to think, oh, Alabama's defense is, they're strong. They're a big name team. They're probably going to be able to stop him. Let's look at Alabama's last few games. Against Vanderbilt, they allowed Cedric Alexander to get 76 yards and a touchdown in only 4 carries. So what does that mean? That basically means they allowed this player to break for a long rush. And it's not even like it was just him. Pavia took 12 carries for 58 yards. The quarterback was running all over this Alabama team. And against Georgia, what happened, this was a huge one. Chauncey Bowens, 12 carries, 120 yards for a touchdown. This Alabama team is not all that good against the rush. I don't care if they're a big name. They've not really been able to stop the rush unless they're playing terrible teams, right? Of course, they're going to stop against LA, Monroe, and Wisconsin. But against good teams, Georgia and Vanderbilt, even though Alabama have won, they have looked very weak against defending the rush. And now they play, in my eyes, the best running back in all of college football, Ahmad Hardy. So I love him on the over at 99.5 rushing yards, but honestly, I'm taking him on the longest rush instead. I think there's no way that he doesn't break free for a long one here. And he's hit this in 4 of the last 5 games. I mean, it's just a super solid play all around. If you want to take him on the touchdown, I don't hate it. If you want to take him on the rushing yards, I can't complain. But me personally, I'm taking him on longest rush. Now, let's get into, we're trying to close this out, close this parlay out. I love doing 5-mans on PrizePicks. I think that's the best place to play it. Obviously, flex play. But let's go ahead and talk about this one. I'm actually going to show you guys 2 sides, and you can take either one that you want. But first up, let's just hop over to the game. It's going to be USC in this one, taking on Michigan, right? So this is basically like completely polarizing forms of, football in this one. USC, bombing down the field at 100 miles an hour, right? Basically like typical West Coast offense, right? They're just run and gun and basically throw the ball on every single play. Whereas Michigan, they're significantly more, slow-paced, rushing the ball every single play. Justice Haynes, 105 rushing yards. I mean, that's ridiculous why that's so high. But, I mean, I don't know. USC's defense is not that good. I guess it's fair. Bryce Underwood also runs their backup running back for 40 yards. So this is basically a clash of ideas, right? You see Michigan, who love to run the ball. USC, who love to throw the ball. So, in this one, I'm taking USC. Jaden Maiavi's line is usually at 280, 290. At the beginning of the season, his line was over 300, and he was producing. He had 420 yards against Georgia Southern. And, of course, that's not like that's nowhere near Michigan's caliber of play. But even against Illinois, a super solid team, 364 yards. What this team is literally the definition of a hurry-up offense all the time. When they're behind, whether it's by 7 points, 14 points, even 3 points, they're going to throw the ball and try to get back on top. And in this case, Michigan are, of course, the favorites to win this one. I think Michigan could, go up by a couple touchdowns, and then USC just have to bomb down the field, throw the ball every single time. So I love Maiava, if you can't tell. I love Maiava on the over. Maiava, I don't even know how I'm saying it. But I love this man on the over at 265 yards. But I also don't hate it if you just take the GOAT himself, Makai Lemon. If you haven't watched this guy's tape, go watch it. He's going to be an absolute stud in the NFL someday. At 82.5 receiving yards. I mean, look at this man. 151 against Illinois, 127 against Michigan State. Have a play against Michigan, and his line is suddenly at 82.5. This man's line was up at 100 yards plus before this week. I don't understand why they're dropping it so much. It's not like Michigan's cornerback room and their safeties are just insanely good. Nobody is good enough to stop this USC team. That's just the fact of the matter. So I like taking Lemon, and I'd honestly take Maiava too. So I might lock this in as a 6-man, honestly. It's going to be a little bit tricky what I want to do, but these are 5/6 of my favorite plays. I mean, these are kind of the same one because I like this as a correlated duo, but we're not done just yet. I told you guys we had a bonus play, and I'm not lying when I say that. One thing, before we get it, make sure to lock this play in on Sleeper. This is a bonus play that I'm going to show you guys because this Sleeper play is giving you Dante Moore discounted all the way down to 240.5 passing yards. Against Indiana, this one could actually be a shootout. He could hit this in the first 3 quarters. I'm being 100% honest there. And then I just went ahead, and as you guys can see, it's 5x right here, so pretty solid payout for a 3-man. I'm locking it in with Makai Lemon, over on yards, Ahmad Hardy, anytime tutty. So this is my 3-man parlay on Sleeper. Make sure to sign up on Sleeper because if you guys sign up on Sleeper, not only are you getting the Dante Moore discount, because you're a new user, you're also going to get a Pat Mahomes discount. So absolutely insane. These apps are basically begging you to get on. So sign up if you're in any of these purple or green colored states. Get your free $20 on Sleeper. Get your Pat Mahomes free square and get your Dante Moore discount. As well as that, if you're signing up, go ahead and text me. Just text me the word Sleeper or whatever the heck you want to. I'll get you on a free month of VIP. But yeah, that's all I got for the video. These are my 6 plays over here and then 3 bonus ones. So we got a ton of stuff riding. I'll see you guys in the next one once we cash.